Hi, this is Jim Cranston from 7 Every Minute and 7everyminute.com, the podcast and website by, for, and about baby boomers. Thanks for joining me tonight for an episode about talking about being thankful by being mindful and being aware of all that's around us. So let's get started. But first, the regular reminder, I'm not a medical professional and I'll be talking about things that I personally find useful and helpful. If you find yourself feeling truly hopeless or depressed, please seek professional medical help or just dial 911. And now finally, the supposedly the three-digit short code for the National Suicide Hotline 988 is supposed to be operational throughout the United States. So if you're really feeling particularly bad and want somebody to talk to, either dial 911 or 988, or of course the old number still works, 800-273-8255. Good information to kind of keep in the back of your head, either for yourself or for a friend. So let's get started with this evening. And tonight was kind of a funny night in that I was kind of getting ready to start writing the script and everything for tonight. And it's a little more free form than often because part of being mindful and really appreciating life is appreciating what is happening right in your life this very moment. And what was happening in the moment in my life was finding myself unexpectedly with a number of good friends. And they ranged in age and all sorts of things, but it was really nice, actually. We talked about a lot of different things. And so I ended up spending a fair amount of time with them, and it changed my attitude for the whole night. It's kind of like, wow, it changed the day from, because it was, as always, a fairly stressful day at work. And so it made that go away. It made me realize even more of the good things that I had in my life. So being thankful for things is probably the easiest way to make your life more fun, to put it very simply. If you can find things that you like and things to be thankful for, suddenly then it brightens your outlook and it makes the rest of things just seem better and easier to look forward to and to have a good day with. So, we know that most of modern day marketing and actually marketing and sales probably since forever, right? They're really based upon trying to fulfill a need. It's the old, if you have a headache, we sell aspirin sort of thing, right? But the downside of it is if you don't happen to have any real needs, then they're trying to somehow convince you that you really do have a need, whether it's real or perceived. And so it's this kind of clever intermingling of between need and wants. And elective wants are fun. Of course they are, right? Wanting a new car, wanting some pretty jewelry, wanting a different house, wanting to go on a big vacation. Those are all fun things to kind of mull over in the background. But you have to be careful recognizing the difference between elective wants and real wants. And real wants really are what? They're really needs. And as we often speak about, Ukraine and her people, they need peace and security. There's nothing elective about it. And that's true throughout the world. In Africa, there's all sorts of things going on. Those people need those things. But do you really need a new car? Do you need a new phone? Do you need anything beyond safety, security, basic life needs, and companionship? Because once you start to focus on all the things that you actually do have, and then, especially if there's things that other people really crave for and may never get, you start to realize what an amazing life you probably really have. Certainly those people who have some major needs, and we hope those situations get resolved. But particularly for many of us, and certainly anyone watching me on YouTube right now, or and on Facebook or whatever, probably you're living a life where your really core basic needs are taken care of. And if you remember that and you focus on that, that will tend to make you happy. And possessions will never make you happy in that same way. This isn't saying that you have to live like some sort of ascetic or minimalist, or you can't have anything or whatever, and that you just always walk around, I'm so lucky to have anything at all. No. But if you do splurge and you go find something, buy something elective, go out, buy candy, buy a fancy dessert, whatever it is, recognize it for what it is. It's something special and it's something that can be appreciated. And if you appreciate something, it automatically brings you joy. This really hit me last week. I was looking up physicians and I wasn't finding one with particularly good reviews in the specialty that I was looking for. And then I suddenly realized that I had a choice of doctors to consider. I could go in the internet and search around and say, oh, this one has some bad reviews. I like this. I don't like that. But while much of the world has no access to medical care of any kind at all, I was so fortunate that I could actually choose which doctor I wanted to select. And just that small amount of recognition and being aware of the real situation in that moment made me immediately appreciative of all that I had instead of being annoyed that I wasn't immediately finding what I wanted. So this is not groundbreaking advice, right? We hear it all the time. We've been told, and we try and live it. But it's still very important, and it's particularly important as we move on in years, because it's too easy to believe all the ageism comments we hear and kind of become withdrawn because we're told that we're out of date and irrelevant. Well, we may feel we really can't participate in life because we're behind the times, or not, maybe we're not technologically good enough to keep up with modern trends. But first off, let me say that no one who's really relevant goes around labeling others as irrelevant, right? So you can immediately dismiss any of those labels, any of those comments you see, anything you see on social media, any jokes, any snarky comments. They should have no effect upon how you live your life, because the people saying them are in no position to judge anyone else if that's the sort of things that they're saying. But more importantly, we're only irrelevant if we aren't doing something that we ourselves feel is important. And part of feeling important is doing things to help others improve their own lives and to find joy in their lives, and by sharing our knowledge with others. No matter what some group of society may say and try and label us as, if you give help, love, and caring to others in your life, you are always very relevant, and that should bring joy and happiness into your life. Which, as always, brings us back to the beginning of our discussion. If we notice all the little positive things that do go right in our lives, we'll start to feel a lot better about life. And if we feel better about life, we will generally feel better about ourselves. Then, if we take it one step further and appreciate all that we do have, we become totally immune to the constant barrage of advertising and comments and everything, telling us everything that we should think is missing from our lives. We're immune because every day, maybe even every minute, we see all the things that we do have, and hopefully we're not missing any essential things in our lives. So then, by being mindful of all that we have, we can now see how our lives really are living in unison with our goals and our vision. And if we're being consistent in our goals and in how we live our life, then we are living a life that's always relevant and is always satisfying, regardless of what anyone else may say. As always, we have a lot of input in determining how we perceive our own situation and happiness. If we're determined to try and find the joy in life, nothing can take that away from us. So that's it for the evening. Thanks for stopping by. As always, stay healthy, care for others, but remember to care for yourself so that you can always be at your very best. And the regular, as always, if you, UKR7, if you want to contact, if you want to look for the donations for the people of the Ukraine, this page is just a page of links that will give you to other places where you can provide humanitarian aid or whatever other sort of aid that you want to do. Because acting even in a small way, and especially acting in a manner consistent with your core beliefs, you'll find you feel less threatened by the world and more involved and confident. And you'll just feel more involved in the world in general. And it'll really make you feel just a lot better about a lot of things. And of course, if anyone asks you, what can I do to help? Or, do you hear anything about Ukraine, what's going on? The war is still very, very, very active in there. Just when you think Russia could find no new lower level, they surprise me every day with that. They have no bottom limit, absolutely none. So, please remember the people in Ukraine. War is very active. They can need your support. And the hashtag, one of the hashtags, easy to remember, hashtag support Ukraine. Lots of links you'll find if you look that up. So UKR7 is just a link to other pages where you can make donations and help support their people in this very difficult and trying time for them. So that's it. Remember, one of the best ways to care for yourself is to care for others. If you can and you're able, please check out the page, help others, and see what you can do to help out the people of Ukraine. So, as always, be true to yourself. Live your life aligned with your true goals and feelings. Thank you for stopping by. If you found something interesting and useful, please pass it along. If not, please drop me a comment as to what you'd like to hear. On YouTube, if you think, hit the like button. I really appreciate it. And anywhere else, if you have any comments, please drop them in the comment box. Always glad to get feedback of any sort. Have a great week. Thanks for visiting. Remember to live the life that you dreamed of, because that's the path to true contentment. Love and encouragement to everyone, and see you next week on 7 Every Minute and 7everyminute.com. Thank you so much.